Welcome to our Thursday evening program. We're streaming live on Facebook, and it's always exciting when we do this because we sometimes not sure exactly when we get on live. So we are on live, we are on Facebook, and we want to welcome everyone today. You know, this is a series that we do every week. We've been doing Memories of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, and also on Wednesdays and Thursdays, we do different themes. And so yesterday and today, our theme is meet our team. So we've been introducing our team members, and we usually do that every week. However, what we're doing for the next four programs is to introduce all our team members individually. And yesterday we had Kishore Rani, and today we're having Anna, who is a part of the Institute. She's going to share with us how she became a part of the Institute. And that's always exciting for so many people because, you know, the Institute has it began in 1986 with His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj in Washington, D.C. And the Institute expanded from some of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's travels. And one of the places Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj traveled was to Russia. When he was in Russia, you know, he had such a heart connection there with so many of the people in different parts of Russia and Ukraine. And so it's so exciting for us to see how by his personal connection with some of those persons in Ukraine and in Russia, from that, you know, the Institute has expanded into other places. And so we're going to hear from Anna, who's going to tell us a little bit about that tonight. And something I want to remind all of you, that the Institute brings different kinds of programs. You know, during these times, we are experiencing a lot of grief and loss on our planet, not just in America, all over the world. And really, it takes people that have some understanding about grief and loss, that understands empathy, that understands compassion, that has some training to be able to assist people. You know, people are losing their jobs, they're losing their lives, they're losing so many things during this time. So loss is something that we're really focused on in the Institute. Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he wrote a book called Death and Dying. And that was the book that when he was leaving his body, he left for everyone to learn how to die before we die. And so now we are faced with people actually dying. And so the Institute is dedicated, one of the aspects of the Institute is to help people to learn how to die before we die. And so, Anna, I am sure, you know, you have learned so many things in the Institute from your initial training. And we are all eager to hear, how has the Institute affected your life? And how have some of these themes from the Institute help you or is helping you now during this these interesting times that we're going through? So Anna?
Thank you so much. Dear Mata Vrajalila, thank you for inviting me here and letting me speak. My name is Anna, and I'm so glad that Kishore shared her experiences here with us yesterday, because it was through her that I found out about this Russian I-Fast, what Prajalila Mataji was just saying, like the Institute for Applied Spiritual Studies. And so I went there and finished it, and I wanted to serve somewhere. I wanted to be useful to God. And my main motivation were the changes that I saw in my life after that 1 year. The course was, I think, around 9 months. And the biggest one for me was the position of the student. This is what we call it in Russian. It means I'm not a controller, I'm not a victim. I give up all other roles, like a protector or aggressor, like, no, just a student. And that's possible only if we give all those roles up, and only if we bring God into the picture. So for me, I'm totally new. At that time I was I didn't know anything really that much, that deep about Vedic wisdom. I was only attracted to some parts of philosophy here and there, maybe psychology. But after that 1 year at the university, thanks to Bhakti Tirtha Swami and Malika Mala, and all the curators and all the people that were studying with me in the group, I just was amazed at how much my life changed. It became more stable, and I felt as if though I had like a strong base, like a strong footing, something I can rely on in any situation. I had some difficulties before, like I remember feeling angry or helpless in different situations, and it's just something that nobody can control. We all face those situations. Some anxiety or fear, we all know them. And so this place was the only study in my whole life that gave me answers. It gave me answers, and it gave me strength in knowledge. And that strength in knowledge, it wasn't just spiritual, because spiritual you could get in a lot of places, but that had a very strong philosophical base under that spirituality as well. And so that's something that that you can base your knowledge on. And so after I finished, I was really like eager to try to serve, to try to help. Like I was so blown away by all the knowledge that I got, that I wanted to give other people a chance. So that university is Russian speaking lectures. And I took courses online because I live in US, and I wanted to do something that could help people in US, English speakers, also get in touch with this kind of knowledge. I wanted to be a part of this one machine that brings God to people. And then again, Kishori introduced me to Rajalila. Actually, right after I got married, I got a certificate from our friends. I'm suspecting it's because of Kishori too. So I got a certificate to go to Rajalila for, like, me and my husband went there for counseling, like before even we got married. And so it was 2 hours. And I remember my feeling after those talks. I don't really remember that much that we spoke about vaguely, but the feeling that I had, the mood that I was in, I felt like I went to heaven, like higher planets, for 2 hours and came back. I was just so calm and so happy and so grounded, and it was so real. It's not some kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. And so I thought maybe if I could just tell one person, just one more person, what kind of person Rajalila is, and just let them have that chance that I had, that would make me so happy. I would be so grateful for that. And that was my motivation to join the team, a team of other people that also help Kishori and help serve under Intar fast, which means the Vedic wisdom of iFast given to everyone and spread online. Yeah.
Thanks, Anna. I'm a little curious to know, okay, so you got introduced to iFast, and then we start all developing a relationship, because the Institute is so much founded on developing caring relationships. Basically, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj wanted to build a community with the foundation being caring relationships. And of course, knowledge is so much a part of that. And we all know that that knowledge that we receive is coming from His Holiness, or as we call him, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's mentor. And so all of the teachings is founded on the teachings of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And so, of course, that knowledge is being shared in ways that others can understand it. And so the Institute is offering, the Institute offers the Vedic wisdom, as you said, in ways that other people can really kind of understand it and process it in their own lives. So I was wondering, what are some of the things that you do with the Institute? And is the Institute like, what is it How do people become a part of it? You became a part of it by meeting Kishori. So that was like a personal connection. Is there other ways that others can become involved in the Institute?
I know that some people, so there is a small advertisement, but I don't know if it reaches a lot of, I don't know if it reaches a really huge audience out there. But mostly it's through the word of mouth. This is just from what I know. I might be wrong. It might be something else. But from what I understand, it's not a lot of like social media accounts. It's not that much. It's just spreading from people who already went and their lives have changed. They have changed. So they would sometimes bring a friend or a relative or someone else who would be interested, like some community of friends. Yeah, so that's how usually it is. And they offer a whole bunch of projects over there. It's not just religious, or it's not just, it can be social, and it can be like for mothers, for young mothers, or for mothers or fathers of teenagers, for families. Can be, there's one astrological, and there's only ones for like the whole scriptures, like Bhagavad Gita studies.
It sounds like you're sharing about the Institute in Russia. However, we are in America, and most people are not going to go to Russia. So I'm just a little curious what's happening, in terms of, well, what is it that you do? What do you offer in the Institute here in America?
Oh, I am really so fortunate that I can do something, and I feel like I could be useful here. So we offer different series of webinars. It's mostly webinars. Sometimes we do retreats, and sometimes we do online classes, like chats in a group. So we have a Bhagavad Gita chat, which is really excellent chat for those who would like to learn about Bhagavad Gita. And it's not just the readings. It's like every day you would get a verse and the purport of Srila Prabhupada, but it's not just that. You would get a little bit more. You would get a little personal insight. You would get an opportunity to ask a question. You would get an opportunity to communicate with other people or share experiences, which is really excellent, because then it really sinks in deeper. Then it goes like not just on a level of intelligence. It goes more to your heart, and this is what makes the knowledge come true. So I participate in organizing that chat with Bhagavad Gita, and I also help Kishori with other social media that we use for our accounts, like Facebook and Instagram, advertisements of our events, or organizational stuff for our webinars.
Yay. And Leela, we got Leela on the line, one of our other team members. And I'm guessing Bakiat is not here. Bakiat is in Kazakhstan, and it's 4 o'clock her time. So it seems like she's not able to make it online. Leela, what kind of questions do you have for Anna?
Thank you so much, Anna. I love just how you're so passionate about sharing these things with everyone. It just speaks to your big heart. You're just so generous and wanting to give this great thing that you found to everyone else. I really love that. It's so easy to see when you speak about it. So this is why I'm mentioning it. My question is about service. You've talked about the service that you're doing and being grateful for that service. How is it that doing service for others, like when we understand this to be selfless service, right? Doing it out of love, out of care, out of building relationships, out of thinking about someone other than ourselves. How does that fulfill you? And what makes you so excited about offering service to this team?
I feel like it's a tricky question because what about it can be not exciting? For me, the meaning it has to be both. It has to be something useful. That's how I understand service. It has to be something useful for other people who are not in the team, and at the same time, it has to be deepening the relationship between us, between our team. And if we do those two things in parallel, I feel like I'm on the top of my game. I feel very successful doing this. And so, yeah, doing something useful, like you said, I'm not really prejudiced. Like Madhav Rajalila said, Bhaktitirtha Swami traveled all over the world and he introduced this knowledge to everyone. It's not just Russian or English or this and that. And like, if it's available in Russian, I will speak about it. If it's available in English, I'm going to be so happy talking about that too, because it just gives all the more chances to everyone to join. And also not bound by religion. And it doesn't have to be only Krishna conscious people who could benefit from that. It's everyone. That's the number one thing that's so exciting about Vedic wisdom. Actually, I was practicing Christianity when I was studying in the university, and my faith deepened at that time. I was going more times to church, and it was kind of like I was becoming alive over there because they finally put the meaning into those rituals. And so it answered so many questions to me. There is no conflict. For me, there is no internal conflict whatsoever. It doesn't have to be like one thing or a highway. Like anybody is welcome here and anybody can benefit. So for me, that's the useful part for other people that we are doing. And for us, like having working together, of course, brings out a lot of things from inside. Sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's like all kinds of feelings from the inside, and being able to have a team of people who understand, who stick with you, who share and deal with conflicts and overcome. And each time, and it's an opportunity to go deeper into the relationship. And for me, it's like as meaningful almost as the service itself, because everything is relationship in this world. And ultimately it's the relationship with God that we are striving for. Yeah.
Kishorani, do you have any questions for Anna?
Anna, thank you so much for speaking today and for being part of the team. You're a really valuable part. You're not only technical person, little bit background person, but you are being inspiration for all the team with your enthusiasm, with your energy, with your love for Mother Rajalila and for Bhaktitirtha Maharaj and for bringing new ideas. You do actually a lot and you inspire all of us. And I have a tricky question probably. What is your dream regarding Inter-IFAST? What would you like it to be in 5 years?
Thanks, Kishori. What you did just now, that short speech, this is what got me into this program in the first place. I think that kind of inspiration and that kind of like support, this is what gets people, and you're so good at it. And for Inter-IFAST, so right now we are kind of like a baby project, you can say, especially compared to IFAST, right? So we're just beginning to get our foot into the door. And with the help of technology, with the help of social media, it's available for us. We can bring this knowledge without driving or flying to other countries. We can bring it right to people's homes. And that's the beauty of it, right? It doesn't even, we are not limited by anything. And so geography became kind of very accessible to us. And now we have a chance. And now everyone can have a chance. Like nobody has to drive really to Pennsylvania to see Mother Rajalila. They can just see her on their screens and experience the same. So in 5 years, if we could have a system of classes where we would produce kind of the kind of like systematic education for everyone who would like to join, and we can release people who would also have such strong base inside, and then they can be on they can share that knowledge with their own families and friends and just keep bringing it to other people. we can be that machine, that strong muscle, that service, like that would be amazing. That would really be amazing. That would be a force for God.
Wonderful dream.
Well, thank you so much for that, Anna, because actually, I don't think that needs to take 5 years. We have so many professionals that are part of IFAS that really offers already so many different areas of learning, of teaching, very unique, very contemporary ways of offering Vedic knowledge. And many of those people are available even, now as we speak. Many of them are coming on our memories of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Most of them are professional in some way. Actually, we're having Jagannath and Chintamani coming on Monday. Chintamani is a psychologist by profession, and all of the persons that we have, the devotees that are coming on that are speaking about memories of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj are a part of the professional team of IFAST. And so it doesn't have to take 5 years. All of these people can be engaged in doing some class of some sort. So I think it's really beautiful that we can think ahead. And I believe the main challenge is how we can, now that we're dealing with, this quarantine, is how to get people to do these classes. And that's Kishira's expertise, right? How to get people online to do some of these classes. But somehow this is what the Institute Devotees did for so many years, and I'm sure they would be available to do so much of these classes now. Yeah, I was also a little bit curious. You mentioned that you're new, and Anna, as everyone has shared, you're just so enthusiastic. You have so much light. You bring such brightness into everyone's heart. We're all eager, to serve more and more when we speak with you. And even though I was curious what you meant by being new, can you share that? What does that mean to be new?
Thank you, Mother Rajalila. If anything, what you mentioned happens, like classes, like all those people who come, they can do separate classes. That would just be because of your blessing and because of the blessing of your Guru Maharaj. New because I just learned about Vedic knowledge, that it even existed and what it was only 3 years ago. I started listening to the lectures first, just social lectures, and then the university happened, the institute happened. And then after the institute, this is my 3rd year doing it. So fairly, the end of 3rd year, so fairly new. So because I know that there are devotees who are doing it for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. For me, this has not been the case. This is just the beginning for me.
Okay. So you're sharing that you're new in terms of being a student from the institute when you got connected in Russia. New in that sense.
New to Vedic wisdom. I didn't know what Vedas were. Yeah, like altogether, everything that has to do with it, philosophy, psychology, all the aspects, Ayurveda, and everything that has to do in that bucket. I had no clue that it was available in the world.
Yes, that's a great mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's constantly arranging that this knowledge can be given in many different ways all the time. And we're so grateful we can be a part of this big vision to give Vedic knowledge. Leela, would you like to ask on anything else?
No, I don't have any other questions. Anna, I just want to say I appreciate you so much. I'm always inspired by your enthusiasm. And when you speak, the excitement and it's obvious how important all this work is to you and how it has affected your life. And it always reminds me to be enthusiastic about what we're doing, right? You mentioned feeling blessed by having this service. and being grateful. So that's always a beautiful reminder. And I was thinking, how you describe the dynamic within this team of getting to know each other, of having difficulties and working through those difficulties and going deeper in our relationships. The thought that came up when you said that was, what if all teams everywhere worked with that understanding? Everything would be amazing. So I just wanted to express my gratitude for you saying those things, acknowledging them, and making it happen, because you bring that. Every time we connect and we come together, you bring that to the table. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lila. I love you.
Thank you for being with us, Anna. We're so grateful. Anna is the team, the smiley and the supporter and the backbone and the person that inspires all of us to keep these programs going. We thank you so much, Anna. We really, really are so grateful that you decided that you would be a part of us sharing tonight. Thank you.